Hi everyone, welcome back. Today is my first video in a new series on my channel. So this is going to be planning with the Canvo bullet journal. And this year I really wanted to make my own planner because I have been learning to hand letter and do some fox calligraphy. I really wanted to make my own calendar, planner, that type of thing. So I researched in December what type of planner that I wanted to go with, and I found that Catherine Pooler had her own line called Club Canvo, and I really fell in love with her bullet journals. They're very nice, thick pages. You can stamp, color, watercolor, whatever you want to do in them, and it doesn't bleed through. Her pages are numbered. They have the dots in them, which I really liked, and very smooth paper. I love the ring on the side. Just everything about the journal I loved. So with blue being my favorite color, I went with that one. And that little flower there was from Altenew. So I decided to put that on the front just to dress it up a little bit. And then I'm going to show you just some ideas I have and how I'm going to set up my journal. So first things first, I'm going to use my pencil there, and I put in my name and dates. And this can actually, I'm sure I might even have pages left over, but we shall see once I get going on this. And all of these, this is my January pages, but you can use, these pages for any month, whatever, is going to work for you. And I just have to tell you, this was so fun to do. I really never thought I'd do um, like a bullet journal. It just wasn't something that ever appealed to me. But I've been trying new things, and I just thought it would be fun to do this. So for my first page, I just wanted to create something really pretty to look at. So I grabbed a little dish there I had, and I created a circle. And then I decided to pull out, this is a stamp set from the June Create and Inspire card kit. And I really love that stamp set. You can use it for so many different things. So my idea was to create that circle and then just create wildflowers all at the bottom of that circle. So I did a lot of stamping and masking for this. And then I'm going to hand letter a word going across the, the top of the circle, basically. So I kind of played around with this to see where I wanted all my flowers. And the masking paper, I really didn't use masking paper, I have to say. I did this just the quickest, easiest way. So that was a piece of typing paper that I had cut and used on the bottom of the circle. I just used the same little bowl and put it on like typing paper and cut that out just so I wouldn't get the bottom of my bullet journal all messy. And as you can see there, I didn't go all the way down, so I'm just going to grab a pen there and just lengthen those flowers, and you'll never know. So that is a Copic multi-liner in case. And all my supplies, just so you know, will be listed in the description box below. But you can find all of these things at Catherine Pooler or scrapbook.com. So I'll have links for both in my description box. So I just went along and, looked at the best place I can put these. And I have to say that leaf in this set, I think it's my most favorite part of the set. It's just so versatile. And as you can see there, I just used Post-its, and my ink is really, really dry. So I had to kind of play with it. I don't like to ink my ink pads, or re-ink them, I should say, and use them right away. I'm just afraid that I would over ink them and then make a big mess. So I like to ink them and then let them sit overnight before I use them, especially with her inks, because the pads are very, very juicy. And I was using the Catherine Pooler black ink. So I just made do with that. So there were some of my little masks that I made. And again, it was just with Post-it note, and I just cut out the sections that I needed. And then I drew in where I missed. And for this, I am using my Stampin' Up! Stamparatus. And the Canvo was so nice because I could just flip open to the one page I needed and shimmy it into my Stamparatus, and it worked perfectly. So I would like to know down in the comments below if you have ever made a bullet journal, and if you enjoy doing that, or what is your goal for this year, if you made any resolutions. I'm trying to get back into a better healthy living, diet, exercise, drinking water. I was doing really well last year, and then COVID hit and everything kind of changed. The kids came home, and I really kind of strayed away from that. So that is some of the stuff that is going to be in my journal. I'm going to try to track my water and exercise. I'm also going to be tracking my hand lettering if I am practicing every day. But you can track anything, that is important to you. And I really like that because you can do whatever is important to you. And so that really appealed to me this year, and I have the time to do it. Um, I'm also updating my resume this year and trying to decide what I would like to do, seeing as I don't think travel is going to come back anytime soon, which is what I was doing. So I have been laid off since the end of March of last year. So this should be an interesting year for me to see what comes. So this year, my word of the year is create, and I just want to be creative in my everyday life and my videos and everything I try to do. So I did make some lines for myself just to make sure. I have a hard time with making my words straight or staying in a straight line, I should say. So even with the dots there, that kind of helped me out, using a ruler and just making the lines a little bit more clear so I can stay in them. So this is one of Catherine Pooler's stencils, and you can, use a pen or a marker, or you can use your ink. I tried it both ways. I think I do prefer to use my ink pad and just a dauber. It tends to go faster. And with the pen, I don't know, I tend to not make my lines the same. Some are thinner, some are heavier, and I just don't tend to like that. So it was a lot easier for me to use that little dauber there. I would say though, because you're kind of pushing that dauber through those little lines, um, it does get frayed. So it might have been easier to use a blender brush or something like that, but I was trying different things out to kind of see what would work. So those are going to be my large weekly boxes. And I'm just going to add in the numbers there. And I also held that down with just some Alta New washi I had on my desk. Now I'm also going to do a smaller calendar there just so I can flip to and have a easier access just for the days of the week. I do tend to use both. And for this one, I can't remember what ink I used there. I used a blue ink, but again, you know, it doesn't matter. You can use whatever ink you feel comfortable with. And for this one, I pulled out my scrapbook.com blender to see if that would work a little bit better and not fray as bad, and it did. That one was a little bit easier to use. So then I pulled out Catherine Pooler's. It was a December Canvo stamp set. And I did join her Club Canvo. So every month you get a kit, and it includes a stamp set, a stencil, and I believe a couple other little stamp sets. It may be 2 or 3 little stamp sets and a stencil to do a certain month. So I didn't join until January, so I actually got February's kit. So when I was on her site buying my bullet journal, I really fell in love with the December stamp set, so I decided to use that actually for January. I'm just not going to use the word December. And here I wanted my polar bear just to look really cute and snowy. I wanted him to have some shadows, so I did use like a light gray ink and also the Hero Arts unicorn ink just to give him more of a watercolor look. I also used that cute little bunny that was in the set, and I put their little scarves on. I live in Ohio, so it's still winter here, so every month I kind of want to go with the theme. And this is the fun part, I think, just to embellish your calendar pages with whatever you like. Now, I am not a big fan of snow. I think it's beautiful. I love when the trees are covered with it as long as I'm in the house. But I like it for a couple weeks, you know. I love when it snows on Christmas, but then I'm kind of done with it. We didn't have much nice snow this year. Like we had, I would say like one couple days of like really nice snow where the kids can go outside and play in it. My dog is lab husky and he really enjoys the snow. But other than that, it's been very like rainy, snowy, like not the nice kind where you go outside and it's just like it's just a mess. I'd take the nice fluffy white snow any day over that. So here, that was one of my favorite parts of the stamp set was those little icicles. I thought those were so fun. I ended up stamping them on different parts of the calendar, and I just used one of Catherine's inks. I think I used Twilight, just a gray ink, so it would show up. And she has a bunch of little fun stamps that you can use to dress up your pages. And here I'm just going to give you a little flip through of all the pages that I decorated. I have my notes page. And then here I took one of those little stamps there, and you can use those, you know, to label anything, or, you know, basically whatever you want. But I stamped those out 31 times, and I'm going to use those to track water and my hand lettering. And here are a few still shots of my book. And I also colored in my page there with colored pencils. So I hope you enjoyed this, and you will be seeing February's second video soon. Have a great day.